So now we're going to take a look at a really old one called Screen Scenarios.
Flux, this is another chord progression I wrote back in college, and then like it kind of spawned the rest of the song. Like the end of the song is verbatim what I wrote in school. Like the melody, the chords is exactly how the song ends. And I think this is probably a version of that.
I know lyrically I was like trying to capture the literal interpretation of as if you were seeing a movie of yourself. There was a few life things I was trying to relate. I don't remember exactly. I think there was a girl involved, and I think there was just kind of me trying to figure out like my life shit at the time, and also trying to like observe oneself with the metaphor of like going to a movie. It was what was it before? It was something scenarios before. These scenarios. And then I made it screen scenarios because I love film so much.
Let's see. So a lot of pentatonic guitar thingies. Like if we were to slow this down and take any one of those pieces, it could be probably like a bluesy rock song. Yeah, I remember I wrote this on Sibelius, the software.
That was your...
Like on a piano in the keyboard lab at Purchase College, like this part right here. And then I had to figure out how to play it on the guitar at your house. Separately, I did it like some improvised rhythmic stuff and thought, okay, like how am I going to combine these two things? And that's exactly how we ended up with that riff. Stop it. That was like a few minutes of work to get a melody that I wrote into a rhythm that I improvised, and then I gave up. And that's why the rest of this riff here is only one note.
This was just like so much a thing of the time, and like the sound of the time, like that sort of very stressed, gritty, high fire vocal with no vibrato, you know what I mean? Very, very straight, very on it. If it were me now, I would probably approach it in a different way, or at least try to maybe give it a little more vibrato or something like that. So yeah.
This sax solo was played in my parents' basement, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
it was. All the vocals were tracked in your basement too.
So much musically happening here that it's like you have to make choices that are I think in this context profound, quite frankly, because little choices can lead to very big things.
There was like a whole world of prog metal that was already happening that we didn't even know was happening. Like I don't think we knew about bands like Sixth and Felsen. Like we wrote this stuff in a bubble essentially, and then only later found out, oh, you guys remind us of like Periphery. Like who's Periphery? Like you guys remind us of like, I mean, obviously
Periphery came out like sometime when we were writing this.
When we were writing it, yeah, and then that probably influenced some of our stuff a little bit. But we really, for a long time, just did this stuff in a bubble.
This is one of the first times I was really trying to practice my low scream too. I think at that time, the guys that I'd really I know I had toured with Periphery doing the Thrash and Burn tour like a couple of years before this, and I had been exposed to Adam from Oceano, Phil from Whitechapel. I wanted to capture that song sort of in some way, and I'd never really gone for it before.
So this is the original thing that I wrote. Like the melody, the chords, that the rest of the whole beginning of the song was
this stuff first?
This was the first thing.
I had no idea.
Yeah. I remember there was Kevin Theodore and I were in a practice room one time, and I was playing the chords, and he was playing the melody, and we were just like looping it for like 10, 15 minutes, just like having fun, just going back and forth. But I wish I had the man. If I still had the piece of paper that said like "I Hear a Rhapsody Reharm" with the chords and these chords and the melody and stuff, that'd be awesome. Like I would frame that or something. So.
Going into this section wasn't like, all right, let's put a jazz section here now. It was like, this is where the music is leading us. This is where the harmony is taking us. Like, you know, this feels like a logical progression. And I just think it's such a wonderful thing that we were able to capture, man.
I remember the first time I heard what Chris did on this. I was in the grocery store. He sent this to me. I was like chopping the groceries and I had the headphones in. And I was just like, what the fuck? It like kind of brought the whole thing to another level.
I really do think it came down to this just combination of musicians that, you know, and also the time maybe or something, and we were also very on it too, you know, like we were practicing, we were playing, you know.
No one had any clue that there was 6 guys in Long Island / New York City working on music like this. So there it is.
There it is. That's a song.
3 scenarios.
Yeah, so that's that.